in poultry to generate enough information about the disease on the field, about the number of isolates that are available, which will eventually also help us in improving on the vaccines that is used in the vaccination against salmonellosis in poultry. We have also a research project on avian influenza. We have a research project on foot-and-mouth disease.
And so research is going on to develop what we refer to as a multivalent vaccine, which will take care of the most important serotypes of salmonella in poultry, which can also cross over to humans when either we handle poultry improperly or when the poultry meat is not properly cooked.
The Institute is also championing the advocated One Health Medicine initiative through its collaborative research projects with a number of international organizations to control diseases such as brucellosis, rabies, tuberculosis, and other zoonoses. Obviously, apart from research and human capacity development, provision of accelerated infrastructure is another reason for the Institute's success story. In an effort to conform to good practices, the Institute has remodeled its laboratories and is also establishing a new facility that meets all regulatory standards for the production of bacterial vaccines. Over the years, the Institute has established various facilities to source its raw materials internally to support research and vaccine production. These facilities include various farms such as Dagworm Farm, where standard quality poultry and livestock feeds are produced. The poultry division is responsible for the production of quality eggs for vaccine production, while the livestock investigation division produces livestock for various research activities.
Here in LID, we have some 10 sections, and when you say livestock investigation, it means we do investigation into animal diseases, and we have the health section, the artificial insemination section, we have the dairy section, we have the beef section, we have the liquid nitrogen, we have the farm machinery, we have the feed mill, and so on. And what we do is we are the farm of the institute. We keep these animals here for teaching and research purposes, and that's where the investigation comes in.
The small animal unit is a place where we raise what we call laboratory animals, like mice, rats, guinea pigs, rabbit. That's where we raise them. The essence of raising them is for them, we use them for vaccine testing. When vaccines are produced, we use those animals for testing those vaccines. Secondly, we use them for research. And the animals are used for research. People who are working on one particular disease agent or the other sometimes do infectivity studies, inoculate these animals to see whether they can reproduce the disease and how they can treat whatever.
The National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, is however not complacent about its success story. The Institute is currently establishing a biosafety level 3 laboratory to stay in tune with the cutting-edge technology in the area of research. When operational, the laboratory is expected to improve biosecurity and biocontainment of highly infectious disease organisms such as avian influenza, tuberculosis, rabies, and brucellosis.
The biosafety level 3 laboratory that we are building will be funding from the Canadian government with counterpart funding also from the federal government of Nigeria. We provide the facility that can allow us work with highly pathogenic or very dangerous organisms that cause disease in animals, that can also cause disease in human beings. Okay? So this will include diseases like rabies, avian influenza, which we have been using biosafety level 2, for example, in the past to work with this organism.
To reach farmers and to allow for interaction between the Institute and farmers, the NVRI has been producing and broadcasting programs in the 3 major Nigerian languages of Hausa, Yoruba and Igbo, in addition to Pidgin English over radio stations.
We have got a program which has been on the air for over 20 years. I think this Muleka Rukage, which was aired, is aired in FRCN in Kaduna on I think Monday 7:30 to 8. We have got similar programs in FRCN, Ibadan and Enugu in Yoruba and Pidgin English.
In response to the need for middle-level manpower in agriculture, the National Veterinary Research Institute (VOM) has two colleges under its auspices. They are the Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology and the Federal College of Veterinary and Medical Laboratory Technology. Prior to 1956, when the colleges were established, medical laboratory technologists in Nigeria were trained in Britain. But since then, the colleges have produced numerous veterinary and medical laboratories, as well as animal health and production technologists in the country. As the colleges developed over time, other agencies such as the Federal Livestock Department and State Ministries of Agriculture, as well as other African countries, looked up to the colleges for training of their personnel. To ensure that research works are carried out in a conducive environment, to keep the researchers in their place of work and their welfare catered for, the Institute has built primary, secondary and post-secondary schools. Recreational centers and clinics are also in place to adequately take care of the staff healthy living.
There is no staff in NVRI that will tell you, and to the best of my knowledge that I have been here for over 30 years, that has ever stayed without salary.
After nearly a century of existence and performance, the story of the National Veterinary Research Institute has not been without challenges. These challenges are delays in inventory, shortage of facilities, and above all, paucity of funds, largely as a result of the downturn in the Nigerian economy, as well as varying government policies.
As you are aware, we have a revenue generation system here. That is our vaccine sales. So we are allowed by the federal government to spend 25%. To spend 75% of the IGR and 25% to be remitted to the government coffer. So we augment the shortfall by our IGR.
Well, the challenge, as usual, with other institutions of the government is funding. We want to fly high, but the funding is the limiting factor. We are wanted by now to put all our laboratories with ISO, that's International Standard Organization, standard of all the labs. But unfortunately, due to the dwindling of funding coming in, we are not able to do that. But all the same, we are doing our best.
Under the amiable leadership of Dr. Muhammad Sani Ahmed, however, does not seem to relent in its effort to continue with the difficult task of making Nigeria animal disease free. Its mission now is to be the foremost veterinary research institute in Africa, producing international quality vaccines and offering services for the identification, control and eradication of economically important livestock diseases through best practices, research excellence and applying modern technology with highly trained, experienced and motivated personnel.
The future plan is a livestock setting. Yes, we want to diagnose diseases rapidly, yes, and we want to produce as much vaccine, high quality vaccine as possible, so that in any point in time, yes, there won't be any demand for importing vaccine from outside. Because the problem of imported vaccine is that the quality, even if the quality is good, the storage, vaccine need cold chain.
There is no doubt that NVRI can make this dream realizable in just a matter of time. The Institute has come a long way since its inception and has grown into one of the most successful establishments in Africa. The success of Nigeria in combating the scourge of rinderpest, avian influenza, among other diseases, is directly tied to the performance of the VOM Institute. These achievements are clear indications that with further support, NVRI can achieve its vision of becoming the reference center for animal disease diagnosis, surveillance and control, and for vaccine production in Africa.